Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joshua Tenzer. I am joined here by Amir Bektis.
Yep.
And we are here at the University of Michigan Soccer Complex for the opening round of the Big Ten tournament. Your University of Michigan Wolverines are hosting the Michigan State Spartans for the second time in 12 days. Anything to say on what you think the matchup's got?
So like you stated, it's the second match in 12 days here. So going back to the first matchup here in Ann Arbor, the Wolverines ended up winning 2-0 over the Spartans, in large part due to Nebojsa Popovich and Jack Callahan's play. The guys were just studs out there on the field. I'm curious to see how Michigan State prepared for that game, because I don't see them the two together having the same type of game they did 12 days ago.
Absolutely. Michigan State trying to change their lineup a little bit. Michael Watengu is back in the lineup for them, number 17. He was not in the past 3 games. He was not there for Michigan, but he is now. Potentially they're trying to fix that. And now the players are walking onto the field. One of the players not walking onto the field is Big Ten Goalkeeper of the Year, Andrew Verity. Instead, he has a lower leg injury after winning his reward. And now Owen Finnerty, the freshman, number 22, is in net for the Wolverines.
Yeah, he started the first game against Michigan State last time, and he wasn't really contested at all. I'm curious to see how Michigan State will look to create those opportunities and really test Owen Finnerty early in the game.
Yeah, not yesterday, but last game, Owen Finnerty had faced 5 shots and let in 2 of them in a 4-2 victory over Maryland.
And he had one heck of a save against Maryland that I think it was like on ESPN's top 10 plays.
I'll have to go find that.
It was a great shot just outside the top of the 18, going upper right 90, and then he just got up there and saved it.
Now, don't get me wrong, 600 is a good save percentage, but it's not a .78 like Andrew Verity had.
Mm-hmm.
I think this team will definitely be missing their star goalkeeper.
Yeah, but the defensive line for Michigan this year has just been crazy good. I believe Joel Harrison and Jackson Reagan, they won some type of awards for the Big Ten this season.
Let's see. Jackson Reagan made the first team. And Mark Ybarra also made the second team. Derek Broche, Big Ten All-Freshman team. 6 different players for the Wolverines have won some sort of Big Ten honor.
Yeah, they've had a good season.
For defense, Michigan has Joel Harrison, Abdu Samaki, Austin Swike, and Jackson Reagan. Their forwards, Nebojsa Popovich, Jack Callahan, Umar Farouk Osman, Mohamed Zaki, the 2 Ghanese players back on the team on the field together. And the midfielders, Carlos Tellez, who has made quite an impact since he's joined the starting roster, and Mark Ybarra.
I wouldn't really expect too many substitutions this game, especially going off of last game. I know Michigan coming out of the second half, they sat Jack Callahan and Nebojsa Popovich, and the game was Michigan State was 2 or 3 passes away from scoring an early goal against the Wolverines. So I think Coach Shakadeli is going to be very cautious with his substitutions, and especially at this point of the season, the boys should be conditioned enough that they can run the full 90 minutes.
Michigan State also does the same thing. They have not had more than 3 substitutions in their past 3 games. They've been sticking with the same 13 or 14 core players.
Yeah, Michigan State's they have a good program. It's just injuries have plagued them this year.
All right, the national anthem's coming up, so you'll be silent for a short moment. Hopefully our mics picked up that wonderful rendition of the national anthem as the players shake hands and get ready to start this opening match, the Big Ten tournament for both teams. In the Big Ten tournament, Penn State won this morning, so the winner of this game will go to Maryland, where the rest of the tournament is being held, and face them. In addition, Indiana won their Big Ten tournament game, and they face the winner of Maryland Northwestern, which should be wrapping up right about now.
Yeah, some keys to this game are going to be who can own the midfield. I think the midfield play is going to ultimately win this game, because once you own the midfield, you'll create the opportunities to get shots on net, and really, I think who scores the first goal is going to be in the lead. They're going to have the whole momentum shift, and if Michigan gets that early goal, going off of last game, it's just going to be a continuation. Now, Michigan State did not play a bad game last time. There's, like I said, they were just missing a couple passes here and there, and just really didn't test Owen Finnerty in net last time.
Michigan State 3-4-1 in the Big Ten on the year. Michigan 4-1-3. That's only one difference, one win difference between the two teams.
Yeah, I guess that one game right there made the difference of who was going to host the match tonight.
Yeah, Michigan held on to 3 draws instead of Michigan State's 1. That gave Michigan 15 points, as opposed to Michigan State's 10. So that's really the difference there between 3rd seed and 6th seed.
Yeah.
2, 3, 3, and 2 teams. So Maryland and Northwestern both won 3-3-2. 11 points on the year for the Big Ten. And they have just wrapped up their game. Maryland is the victor of that. So if Michigan wins today, all 4 top seeds will be advancing and going to Maryland. Michigan starting with the ball. Neboja Popovich facing his own net, getting ready to kick us off as Michigan State gets into position. Any last thoughts?
Just looking at the way that Michigan Wolverines are set up right now, it looks like Joel Harrison's playing right outside back instead of his usual center back position. So curious to see what that change was.
All right, we kick off. Neboja Popovich passing back to Mark Ibarra, trying to send it to Jack Hallahan in the back right corner for Michigan. Michigan is going from left to right. Michigan State, therefore, going right to left. Jack Hallahan down in the corner, the right side. He plays right wing usually, sending it over into the box. Cleared out by Michigan State. Tejas trying to get the ball back from Michigan. He does successfully, passing back to Mark Ibarra. Now over to Joel Harrison on the right side. He's running down, almost getting into the box, making Michigan defender slip, and the ball is sent right in front of the goal. Nothing happens for that. Michigan State able to clear it, and now the ball goes up in the air off of Carlos Tejas' head and out of bounds.
Yeah, if you're Shaka Daly, you could not ask for a better start by the Wolverines here, putting the Spartans on their back heels.
Absolutely, they are going very energetic today. Mutatu for Michigan State, knocking the ball out of bounds off of a Michigan foot. It looks like Jack Hallahan now at the half line. Michigan State will get a throw in. It's up in the air. Michigan winning this 50-50 ball. A header from Joel Harrison to Jack Hallahan. Back towards center, but Michigan State intercepts it. Now inside the center circle, Michigan State sending over to their right-hand side. Olu Ogunwale throwing down Michigan. Can't see. I think that looks to be Umar Farouk Osman looking for a call. He is going to get it. It is a foul on Michigan State, or out of bounds on Michigan State, actually. And now a throw-in from Austin Sweik. He sends it to Muhammad Zaki, who gets knocked down by 3 Michigan State defenders. They'll send it up their right wing, and it'll roll out of bounds, Michigan ball.
The one thing the Spartans like to do is they like to possess the ball, really, and then look for that cross on the other side of the field to catch the Wolverines sleeping.
Austin Sweik throwing it past the half line. Now there's a offsides called on Neboja Popovich. A rare mistake from him.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for the grad transfer.
Now on the left wing for Michigan State, sending it over to the center line. Now Nick Stone with it, back in their territory. He launches it up the field to 4 Michigan defenders and Owen Finnerty. I almost called him Andrew Verity, force of habit, I guess. Owen Finnerty passing to his left, with now in front to his right. Up the right wing, Joel Harrison launching it to 3 Michigan State defenders. Jack Callahan and Nebojsa Popovich were not fast enough.
Yeah, it looks like Joel Harrison was just looking for that final through ball right there instead of possessing it through the midfield.
Now Hunter Morse, the goalie for Michigan State, has it in his hands. He is ready to punt it. Nope, he's going to roll it out in front of him, fake out Michigan defenders, and then send it flying down the field. Austin Sweik winning that 50-50 battle with Michigan State. And now in the air and knocked out of the air is a Michigan player. No foul is called. It looks again like Umar Farouk Osman is down on the ground.
An interesting thing with the Spartans here on the goal kicks, or whenever the goalie has the ball, they like to put all their players heavy on one side. So literally you'll have all 10 guys within a 15-yard space.
Looks to be like quite a little bit of aggression built up from that 2-0 loss, the Battle of the Bear. And a foul now on Michigan State, about 15 or so yards from past half in Michigan State's territory on the left wing.
Yeah, we're only about 4 minutes into this game, and we already have like 4 fouls. Or one called foul, but lots of physical play here early.
Absolutely. Looks like Mark Ibarra, one of the 3 leads of this Michigan offense, I would say, has a midfielder lining up to take the kick, trying to get it into the box. It sails up into the air and into the hands of Hunter Morse.
Yeah, last time the way Nebojsa Popovich scored his first goal was a scrum in the box where multiple Wolverines had chances to score.
Jackson Reagan was there to take the head in, but it was caught away. Now Michigan with the ball going up their left side, just crossing halfway now. Osman running up, pass forwards in the corner. 2 Michigan defenders trying to surround. Looks like Nebojsa Popovich, who will send it out of bounds on his own. A goal kick for Hunter Morse.
Big touch there by Nebojsa Popovich. He really wants to get that 3rd goal against the Spartans this year.
Little bit uncontrolled. Plenty of time in the game. Now 40 minutes remain in this first half. The score is still 0-0.
See, now watch this. Everybody's going to go to one side.
Yep, everyone is going to Michigan State's right wing. A clump of 20 players, white and maize.
Yeah, they're all within a 20-yard box.
Absolutely. Sent up into the air. 50-50 ball knocked down by Michigan State. Jack Callahan tried to get a foot on it. He's unable to. Now for Ferry for Michigan State trying to get it, but he has 3 Michigan defenders on him. He's now with the ball, sending it into the box. And a weak kick from Mutatu. Farai Mutatu was unable to get everything he wanted on that ball, and it just dribbled into Owen Finnerty's hands, and he is able to keep away from danger. Now the ball coming down Michigan's right wing to Joel Harrison. He's running up with it, crossing almost to the half line. He does successfully with a pass to Zaki, who's taken down, and a foul is called. Michigan ball. Jack Callahan also went down on the play. He looks a little shaken up, but he's getting up all right. He was also dealing with an injury earlier this year, wasn't he?
If Michigan's going to need Jack Callahan to come up big for the Wolverines tonight if they want to win and move on in the next round.
Absolutely. Callahan passing towards the center now is sent back to Jackson Reagan in Michigan's territory. Mark Ibarra with the ball inside the center circle, passed up to Joel Harrison, and sent backwards beyond the half line. Michigan waiting for something to break, hoping for an opportunity to get an offensive rush. Now it's on the left wing with Austin Sweik passing forwards to Osman. Osman makes a defender slip and fall. A little give and go from Ybarra back to Osman, and is sent out of bounds off the foot of Olu Ogunwale for MSU. A throw-in by Austin Sweik on the left wing now. Thrown into the box. 3 Michigan State defenders around, and they are able to successfully clear, but Michigan intercepts it. Sent back to the right side with Joel Harrison. Joel Harrison, 5 Michigan State defenders.
That.
He absolutely did, waiting for something. Jack Callahan, a long look straight into the hands of Hunter Morse.
Joel Harrison was about 22 yards out. He was winding up to take that shot.
He was outside of the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
On the right corner. He takes those long looks. He takes those long shots. They're not always goals. Sometimes they're assists.
Yeah, for sure. On that type of play, you just want to get it into the box and make the goalie make the save.
Absolutely. If you're getting him to move, you're getting him to possibly make a mistake. That is the first shot we've seen from either team this so far. With 37 minutes left, the Ultras have shown up in spades today. The Ultras, if you don't know, are the Michigan men's soccer fans. They are right in front of the Michigan State throw-in at about the half line. Very loud. They have a drum even.
They got some nice scarves. It looks like they're handing out at the entrance.
Yeah.
Got to stay warm.
The unfortunate part about broadcasting this game is you can't get one of those free scarves for yourself. I tried.
They turned you down?
Oh, yeah. Owen Finnerty.
You just got to hide the credential and show them the student ID.
They thought we would be inside. We are not. It is a rainy day out here. And now Zaki with a rush. Pass back, intercepted by Michigan State. Western Michigan was a while ago.
The Broncos are doing really good, speaking about them.
Absolutely. They got a bye in the first round of the MAC tournament. Yeah, now Joel Harrison on the right side, just crossing the half line, passing forwards to Carlos Tellez, back to Hallahan on the right sideline. Tellez, back to Hallahan, back to Tellez. Over to Harrison on the right sideline. The same four Michigan State defenders causing that little trio some grief. Harrison surrounded by two players now. An errant pass from Hallahan goes past Tellez just a bit in front of him, and now Michigan State will have the ball.
MSU slowly settling in after a shaky first 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Alex Sternberg passing it towards the center, still in Michigan State territory. Now crossing the half line on the left sideline. Alex Sternberg back to center in front of the goalie to Patrick Nielson. Back to Sternberg. Now it's in the center of the field. Now a break from Gianni Ferry just goes wide. Just out of reach of everyone. Let's see who is there. It looks like Jackson Reagan was there and Abdu Samaki were there. They were not able to catch up with Ferry.
Yeah, not the greatest shot by Ferry right there. He was really great defensive play by Michigan. Ferry should have cut it to get a shot on goal. He should have cut it in right and then just hit it with his right foot. But
still an impressive run by Gianni Ferry. Now Michigan with the ball on the right sideline. Joel Harrison running and the pass crossed the half line. A pass sent over to Muhammad Zaki goes off his foot. He goes to try to get to Hallahan. Hallahan misses the pass, and now Michigan State will have a throw-in about 10 yards from the half line. And if you can hear the drum, the cowbell, the clapping, and I'm sure at some point the cussing will come from the Ultras. If you hear that sound, that's what they are. A throw-in from Michigan State goes off of the chest of Gianni Ferry, and it will be a Michigan ball. Joel Harrison about halfway between the goal line and the half line.
The next 5 minutes are going to be vital for the Wolverines because Michigan State has really stepped up their play.
They truly have that 50-50 ball won by Michigan State, crossing half and now sent back in by Mark Ybarra, and that'll go far beyond anyone's reach and roll straight out of bounds in line with the top of the 18-yard box on the right sideline for Michigan State.
The Spartans are just a very calm team that they like to just possess the ball. They don't look for that quick pass. They like to possess the ball, get you out of position, and then attack.
They've had two rush attempts. Now Jack Hallahan getting the ball out of Michigan State's grip. Now sent back to Mark Ybarra inside the center circle over to Harrison on the right sideline. Harrison with the ball now. Three Michigan State defenders. Hallahan running towards the corner, and the pass goes towards him. Hallahan has the ability to keep it in, but sends it over to Michigan State. His look to keep it in did not find anyone. He looked more like he was trying to just keep it in instead of find someone. And now Michigan State fouls Gianni Ferry with a foul on Michigan. And now Michigan sends it back to Owen Finnerty. That was Abdu Samaki who got fouled. Now the ball is played on the left sideline, sent back to the center. Jackson Reagan sends it high and far. Ball. Jack Hallahan all alone except for one defender in the corner. He crosses into the 18-yard box, and it gets knocked away.
That was a great pass right there.
Especially for being not offsides. And now a Michigan State has got a foul called on them. Tellez getting pushed a little twice now by Michael Pimlott. Tellez thought it was his ball. He was wrong. And Michigan State took exception to that. Definitely a physical game. The Big Ten tournament brings out a side of these players that is something special, and not to mention it's a Michigan State rivalry game.
Especially when you meet them 12 days later after you lose 2-0.
Yeah.
You beat Michigan State, you can expect their A game tonight.
Absolutely. Now a foul as Michigan. Oh, there was a shove. A shove to the ground. There was a foul called on Michigan State as they were getting an opportunity on the right sideline. Then Jackson Reagan shoved the Michigan State player down to the ground. We'll see what the call is now.
Yeah, it almost looked like a flop, and the referee just addressing it right away.
He definitely went to the ground. We are seeing almost like a hockey game between the whistles, some pushing and shoving.
It is state week, so we do play the Spartans again in football on Saturday.
And this Thursday as well, Mays out in the Yost Ice Arena. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little face wash at some point. Now on the left sideline, Michigan State rushing up with it. Pimlott sent backwards into the center circle. Now Nielson with the ball, sent over to the right side for Witungu, the new addition to this Michigan State roster starting lineup. Now over crossed inside, a weak-looking shot from Michael Pimlott from outside the goal box.
It looks like
dead center.
Yeah, it looked like a promising opportunity there for MSU, but really not enough pace behind the ball to test Owen Finnerty.
Again, he didn't get all of it. Seems to be a growing theme. Now it's 3-0 when it comes to shot count in favor of Michigan State. I thought there was a Michigan shot in there. I was wrong. Now we have 30 minutes left in this first half. The score is still 0-0. Samaki sending it over to the left wing with Austin Swyke. Austin Swyke sending up, intercepted by Michigan State. Now trying to get something going with Ferry and also Mutatu. They will not have anything happen as Jackson Reagan gets the ball now on the left sideline. Just patiently waiting, sent up to Mark Ybarra. Mark Ybarra sees the three Michigan offensive players, sends it over to the right-hand side with Samaki. Now Harrison on the sideline. He's got two Michigan defenders. He sends a long-reaching pass, hoping to find Neboja Popovich on the sideline. He is unable to, and it is passed away to Hunter Morse, who sends it up in the air. And now Joel Harrison able to control the 50-50 ball as Abdu Samaki accidentally takes down Mutu Ferry. Now Michigan State with the ball. Ferry going up. Michigan clears it away. It is going out of bounds, 15 yards into Michigan's territory. Michigan State on the left wing. Thrown in by Alex Sterenberg, now kicked, and it looks like Nick Stone, nope, I apologize, Gianni Ferry fell on his own accord, and that ends that offensive opportunity. Now it's back with Hunter Morse in the goal box.
Yeah, Michigan State has definitely dominated the last 10 minutes of this game.
I agree, it looks like they have woken up. You could hear Alex Sterenberg calling for the pass on Michigan State's left sideline very loudly.
That's the one thing Michigan State is trying to do is they possess the ball on one side, and then they have an outside winger really just stay on the touchline and then look to get that long ball across.
Joel Harrison playing right defense for Michigan. I say he would have to keep an eye out for Sterenberg. Back to Samaki now, about in front of Michigan's goal box. Jackson Reagan sends it over to cross the half line with Joel Harrison. Harrison getting between two Michigan defenders and is taken down. No foul is called. They're giving advantage. Michigan still has the ball. Harrison now sending into the box and is kicked away by Michigan's Patrick Nielsen. Mark Ybarra was right there, only had the goalie to beat if he would have been able to get to it. But a diving kick feet first by Michigan State's Patrick Nielsen. He plays defense.
It was a great find by Jack Callahan right there, just really picking the ball up a little bit, putting a little bit of spin on it.
This is the first corner now. Harrison sending into the box from the left side, from the right wing. And now it is a 50-50 ball knocked away by Michigan State harmlessly as it goes past the half line inside the center circle for Abdu Samaki. He sends it forwards to the left wing, just out of reach of Farouk Osman. And now it'll be Michigan State's throw in about halfway through their territory.
The best thing that the Wolverines could do right now is to continue creating those opportunities, get the shots on net, because right now the Spartans are dominating, and the only thing they're missing is a goal.
Absolutely. We still have had no shots on goal from Michigan, even after that corner kick attempt. Now Osmond loses the ball in a 50-50 battle up in the air. Another one, Michigan State gets control of it, and they will kick it out of bounds about 15 yards into Michigan's territory on Michigan's left wing. Austin Sweik will take it. And now this is the last game to be played of the Big Ten tournament that is shown up in the, I want to call it the Titantron, I call it the Jumbotron.
The Jumbotron.
From Michigan. An offensive opportunity almost there as the ball was sent up into the goal box, but Hunter Morse was able to catch it before Mohamed Zaki can get his feet to it. Now it's on the right wing. Michigan gains control of the 50-50 ball. Harrison, the ball is out of bounds, and it is Michigan State's ball on the near sideline for us. A throw in about halfway into their territory, launched in the air, another 50-50. Sterenberg almost gets it. He sends it towards Michigan, and now a foul called on Michigan. These adult fans from Michigan are making more noise than the Ultras right about now.
Looks like the Spartans made the trip from East Lansing today, this Sunday afternoon.
Absolutely. Almost a home field for them until they get to that right sideline where the Ultras have a drum. It's just a bass drum. That's all I can describe it as. Now Taya sending it over to the right sideline for Joel Harrison. Joel Harrison looking like he was about to make a pass. The Michigan State defender certainly backed away. And now it is stolen away by Ferry.
Yeah,
Ferry gets it kicked out of bounds off of Harrison.
Great tackle right there by Ferry. Joel Harrison really had nobody moving for the Wolverines. The forwards are kind of just staying stagnant at the top of the line. No really movement by Nebojsa Popovich up there.
I think Nebojsa Popovich and Jack Callahan are looking for some sort of long pass, trying to get something to go. Now Sterenberg passing towards the center, sent back towards the left sideline, but Abdou Samake intercepts it. Joel Harris. The Ultras are doing one of their cheers towards Michigan players. Breaking my concentration a little bit. I'm gonna have to have a word with them.
Whatever it takes to get your team motivated right now.
Absolutely. Now on the right sideline, Joel Harrison back to Jack Callahan. Jack Callahan sending it cross into the box, knocked away by the head of Patrick Nielson, and now Nebojsa Popovich trying to get to it. He's unable to with the two different defenders for Michigan State. Tellez almost gets it. He's unable to. And now Pimlott rushing up the field, centering it at about midfield. Now it's coming back to the left sideline. Excuse me again. Sent back into Michigan State's territory on the right wing. Sent high into the air. And now there will be an offensive rush for Michigan. A Michigan player slipped, defender slipped, and now it is a goal by Michigan State. It goes into the net, finds the back of the net. Ferry was there. He was there to receive the cross, and it finds its way through, just past Owen Finnerty. Owen Finnerty went down thinking there was a shot right to his left. There was no shot right to his left. It was a pass instead to Ferry, and Ferry will put the Spartans up 1-0 with 24 and a half-ish minutes left in this first half.
Yeah. As I stated multiple times, the Spartans are a very calm and patient team. They like to possess the ball, and then they get their outside winger open, and that's what they did. They played the long ball across, drove it down to the end line, and there was a Spartan at the PK spot, and he finished it.
Absolutely. Now Michigan trying to get something going on their left wing. Mark Ybarra sending it over to Samaki. Samaki rushing towards the center. 3 Michigan State defenders are there, and there is a foul called just outside the box. No, I am wrong. What was that?
Corner kick.
Corner kick. All right, then. Corner kick.
It looks like, no, I can't tell what the referee's deciding.
Zaki certainly hit the ground there. And now it is a foul. A free kick given, and will be taken by Mark Ybarra. About 9 yards from beyond the baseline, and about 5 yards to the left of the goal box.
In this position right here, when you're so close to the goal, all you can do really is loft it up and hope that your teammate gets a head on it.
Let's see what he does. He sends it up in the air, and Tejas does get a head on it. It does not go towards the goal, and now it will go out of bounds off of a Michigan State player.
No, he just
off of
shielded
a Michigan
it
player.
Yeah, nobody really touched the ball. He just shielded it and followed the ball as it rolled across the end line.
And now Hunter Morse will have another chance to send it far. He does not. He elects to pass directly to his left, instead trying to keep the speed of the game going. Abdu Samaki gets his head on it. The 50-50 ball sent up by Michigan State's defenders. Jack Hallahan making some defenders miss. A third defender now, and he passes to the center for Mark Ybarra. Mark Ybarra inside the center circle, sending it forwards towards Neboja Pavlovich. And now, Michigan State, a defender, number 4.
Almost an own goal right there.
Absolutely. Maybe it was number 5.
You would like to see a little bit more pace put on that shot on net.
I don't even think it was a shot. It looks like it was meant to be a pass. And then Michigan State almost put it in themselves before Pimlott knocks it out at about the goal line. Michigan almost tied it. Now that is their first shot on goal for the Wolverines. It's sent back up into the box, and Hunter Morse is able to get his hands on it.
Yeah, coming off of the goal by the Michigan State Spartans, you can't really ask for a better response by the Wolverines. They're creating an opportunity, almost finishing it right there.
Now the Ultras counting how long it takes for Hunter Morse to throw the ball.
You got to give some time for everybody to clump up and get into that 20-yard space.
They're all on the right side. Now a 50-50 battle sent in. A pass almost centered for Michigan State. Unable to. Michigan intercepts. Now about to cross half line. Mark Ybarra elects to go backwards with it. Instead, now Joel Harrison on the right sideline, back to Samaki. Back to the center in front of Finnerty is Reagan, sending it over to the left sideline. Now back crossing the half line. Samaki looking to make something happen, but 2 Michigan State defenders make him pass backwards. Now it's trying to get something on the right wing for the Wolverines, wearing their maize uniforms today. Joel Harrison going up the right sideline. He has Jack Hallahan in front of him, but he elects to go over to the center for Mark Ybarra. A 50-50 ball lost by Michigan. Michigan State having 3 men there, Michigan having 1, and it is sent high into the air by Michigan State. Abdu Samake is there to send it out of bounds on the right sideline.
The Wolverines got to keep their foot on the pedal right there. They cannot get comfortable with the way they're playing right now, because the Spartans have definitely outplayed them, and you could be down 2-0 going into half if you continue like this.
I would say so. Michigan has not had any good opportunities in any Big Ten tournament so far, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. As now Mutadu in the left corner for Michigan State. 2 defenders there for Michigan trying to stop him. It's sent back to Sterenberg. Sterenberg sends it into the box, and it will fall. It was going to go wide. Finnerty decides to keep it and get in his hands.
Just a side note on the field conditions. The rain is starting to pick up here in Ann Arbor, so you're going to see a lot of players slipping and sliding out there.
This is a slippery pitch even when it's not rainy.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it is.
It's going to make it more difficult for the goalies. That's why you want to create more opportunities to get shots on net as you see a player fall right down.
Almost an offensive opportunity sent along the left wing for Michigan, but Mohamed Zaki falls down, unable to get to it. And now Michigan will send it out of bounds on Michigan State's left wing in order to slow down the play at about the half line. Michigan State throws it in. A 50-50 ball won by Michigan. Excuse me again. I don't know what I had for breakfast. Now over to the left side. Osman rushing up. He's got 2 defenders in front of him. He elects to pass backwards towards Mark Ybarra. Sent back behind the half line to Jackson Reagan. He'll run up with it past the half towards the center of the pitch. A scented pass over to Jack Hallahan, unable to make it work. Michigan State had the ball for a short amount of time there. Now sent over to the left wing for Osman, and it is offsides.
Yeah, so we're under 20 minutes here. The Spartans lead 1-0 over the Wolverines, and we still haven't had a sub here, Josh. Nothing.
No change of players. Everyone has played all 25, 26 minutes. As I was saying, with the Big Ten tournament, Michigan lost field hockey in the opening round on Thursday, and Michigan women's soccer lost the finals to Penn State this morning. There was a noon o'clock game? Yeah, a noon o'clock game. Let's go with that. Now Michigan State on their right wing, 50-50 battle Michigan wins it. Jack Hallahan sending it to the other side of the field. Michigan State tries to clear. Joel Harrison is there. Joel Harrison is there for Neboja Popovich. He is all alone in the corner. Attempted center, I should say, goes off the foot of Nick Stone for Michigan State, and there will be a second corner kick. On the right wing, Jack Hallahan will take it.
That's the type of movement that you need from not only the whole team, but Neboja Popovich just coming in, checking in, receiving the ball, and then moving off to ultimately get the ball back. But it looks like we got an injured Spartan there.
Let's see who that is. I mean, Hunter Morse is taking the time to wipe his gloves, and it looks like that is Nick Stone, the man who the ball was sent off of.
Yeah, cold weather. That did not feel good.
I'm sure it did not. And now the ball gets knocked away by Michigan State. It went on the ground instead of up from Jack Hallahan. And now back into the center of the box goes between the legs of Jackson Reagan as he goes back to his defensive position.
Always, always, always keep your head on a swivel because you never know when you'll be able to receive the ball. Right there, Jackson Reagan is just paying the slightest bit of attention to the game. He gets an open shot on goal.
Absolutely. That was another opportunity.
Missed opportunity right there.
Michigan now having one shot still to Michigan State's 4, despite the fact that Michigan has had 2 corner kicks to Michigan State's 0. And the score is 1-0 in favor of Michigan State Spartans. Now a battle along the left sideline. Sent up into the air as it goes to the center circle. Hallahan trying to make something work, but Sterenberg keeps it away from him. Sterenberg sent a pass over, almost a give-and-go attempt, but it goes out of bounds about 5 yards into Michigan State's territory on the right wing for Michigan. Joel Harrison will take the throw-in. Joel Harrison looking for opportunities. He has Tellez, he has Hallahan, and he sends it to Ybarra much farther up the field. Ybarra sending it over to Hallahan in the corner. Hallahan crossing in, and it is knocked down by Michigan State's Patrick Nielson. Sent over to Pimlott, back to Pimlott. A little give and go there. Sent over to Morse, who will send it high. Instead of picking it up, Michigan will keep it in their half off of the knee of Austin Sweik, and now Hunter Morse has in his hands, decides to bowl it over to the right wing. Michigan State with a cross. Jack Hallahan gets it now. Jack Hallahan over to Neboja Popovich. He's surrounded by 3 defenders. The defenders do their job. It's up in the air in the center of the circle. Tellez able to control it as he falls down. Now Michigan State Ferry sending it over to Sterenberg on the left. Sterenberg sending it into the box, and Michigan State player slips and falls down. That looked like Mutadu. Now Michigan State will attempt to gather themselves, sending it over to the center, over to the right side now with Ogunwale. Ogunwale sending it in to Mike Miller. Michigan gets the feet on it, tries to clear it. It's crossed half into Michigan State's territory now. Michigan State will now have the opportunity to try to make something happen again. Sterenberg calling for it. He is unable to get a pass, and now Michigan will have a foul on Michigan State. The action continues, picking back up. Sterenberg on the left wing. Sterenberg going past Joel Harrison. He is unable to, sends it back instead to Pimlott. Pimlott crossing the field to Miller. Now on the right wing, beyond the half line, they sent backwards, back over to Miller across the half line. On the right wing now for Michigan State, they're electing to try to dribble it back towards the center. Now they send it over to the center circle. A high pass from Michigan State. Sterenberg trying to keep it in. He is unable to. His body went out of bounds, and he jumped from out of bounds into bounds.
Sterenberg has really been open a lot down here on the side closest to us. It's just the Spartans can't find to get him there. Going back 2 plays ago, Sterenberg was wide open, and it was a smart foul by the Wolverines. As Sterenberg, if he would have received that ball, he's in on net.
I would not be surprised if they keep trying to go to Sterenberg. Now on the left side, Osmond sending it into the box. Zaki off of his face. He tries to make a shot. It just goes up into the air off of his head. He is now on the pitch. Not happy about how that went for him. A breakaway for Michigan State goes out of bounds on the right side after some good defensive play by Jackson Reagan to catch up with him. Another offensive opportunity for Michigan goes down the drain.
Yeah, and we're at the half-hour mark here in this first half, and the Wolverines are still at 0 on the scoreboard.
Soccer is a long game, though. Now Zaki trying to make something work around half, gives it away to Michigan State. They're going to be surrounded, absolutely swarmed by 4 Michigan defenders, elected to take a pass back. Now on the right wing, Mutadu looking for Farai in the center of the box where he scored his last goal. Nothing happens there as Michigan is able to send it away. Now Nebojsa Popovich trying to find it on the left wing for Michigan. He's surprised by a Michigan State defender who takes it back from behind him. Now in the center, Michigan has the ball back. Nebojsa Popovich running up the field. A pass to Hallahan. Hallahan has a wide open look, and he does not take it. The Michigan State takes it back from him instead. Michigan fan stood up looking like it was wide open for Jack Hallahan.
It was a great read by Nebojsa Popovich. Just a little bit too much on the pass right there for Hallahan. You want to put the ball just enough pace on the ball so Hallahan can get a one-time strike on net. That way, if he takes that extra touch, he gives the defender an opportunity to get back and defend him, as you can see right there. And then the defender gives up the corner.
Hallahan had to wait just a bit too long as Michigan State was able to catch up to him. He sent the ball off of a Michigan State defender. Now he'll have his 3rd corner of the half.
Yeah, I don't think Hallahan's 100% either.
No, it did not look like he was. He looked like he was hunched over. And now Jackson Reagan gets a head on it. It's sent over the net. That corner kick garners their 2nd shot for Michigan, but goes high, and now Hunter Morse has it.
If I'm Shaka Daly, I'm trying to get a feel of how Jack Hallahan's feeling right now. Otherwise, with just under 13 minutes left in the first half, I'd get him a sub and then start him fresh the second half.
Considering there are allowed to be re-entries in the NCAA soccer, I would not be surprised to see him come off shortly. Now on the left side, Stone sent up for Farai. Farai almost having a breakaway. He is unable to. And now Samaki passes back to Finnerty. Finnerty will send it high into the air across the half line. Hallahan gets a head on it, ahead of Sterenberg, but Michigan State is able to send it backwards. Tejas is knocked down as he tries to get the ball from Michael Pimlott, and now there will be a foul on Michigan.
Yeah, Tejas is having an uncharacteristic game as well today. Not really owning the midfield too much.
That is true. He was not a starter for most of the season, then recently, starting with their Western Michigan game, made his presence felt.
He's going to need that type of game here today.
Jackson Reagan on the left wing in defensive position has the ball, sends it to Mark Ybarra, who's just crossing the face-off circle. I wouldn't call it face-off circle, the center circle. I've been watching too much hockey recently.
Blue line, gets deep into the Wolverine zone.
Yeah, I was watching the Rangers game. They lost 6-5. And also, the Jets have got their 2nd win of the season over the Giants. So today's a great day for me in sports.
Not a good day for me as the Lions drop one against the Bears and against Mitchell Trubisky. Like,
you guys made Mitchell Trubisky look good.
I didn't watch the game. I was driving home. I was driving back from home.
Now on the left wing, Austin Swyke passing back beyond the half line to Jackson Reagan, who will send it all the way across to Joel Harrison, now in the offensive zone. Joel Harrison will send a look for Zaki. Zaki in the corner with just Stone to defeat, and Stone gets the ball and will send it up. Joel Harrison, though, maintains control from the pass. Sent it for Tejas. Tejas is unable to get to it. Another pass just a bit too far.
Once again, too much pace. Too much pace on the ball.
These boys are too excited. They need to calm down. Hunter Morse now with the ball as everyone goes to the right wing for Michigan State. Almost all 20 players.
You got to keep it simple, right? You got to keep it simple. It doesn't matter if it's simple or fancy. A goal is a goal on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Just got to get those good looks. Now Mutatu trying to pass to Farai. Michigan gets their heads on it first. Sent up in the air looking for Nebojsa Popovich. He is unable to get it. Now Michigan State will pass it back in a triangle formation in order to try to maintain control. It's now sent out of bounds off of a rough pass by Miller. Miller trying to look for a player on the right wing to get to it. There is no one there, and it bounces off the Ultras drum. Derek Broche, one of the freshman teams, coming in for Zaki, and Nebojsa Popovich coming off for Christian Pacelli.
Yeah, it's a great substitution here, switching out the forwards, because they really didn't do too much in the first 40 minutes, or 35 that they've been in. 2
fresh players. Derek Broche against Detroit Mercy came in as a substitute, and within the first 2 minutes scored the goal, first goal for Michigan.
I'm sure Shaka Daly would love that right now.
Absolutely. This game is a win and in, lose and go home. Single elimination bracket. Now there's a battle up in the air for the ball in the left wing. Sent out of bounds.
Best situation right now is if the Wolverines can score a goal and go into half tied 1-1 with the Spartans.
Looking like they're trying to make that happen. Osman trying to get something going on the right side. Bounces off a Michigan State defender, and there will be a 4th corner kick for the Wolverines, this time taken on the left side by Mark Ybarra.
Yeah, the Wolverines have responded great since the Spartans scored early, 15 minutes ago?
I would say so. That goal, I cannot find the statistic for, but I will find it shortly. It's sent up in the air and now off of a head and sent high again. A second high header by the Michigan offense after a corner kick. Hunter Morse will now have a goal kick. I'm unable to find when the goal was, but I will certainly get back to you after halftime.
I want to say it was at the 28th minute of the game.
Something around there, probably. Hunter Morse, ever on the left wing now. Changing it up a little bit, trying to mirror the field. Mark Ybarra sent it high into the air, looking for Pacelli. Pacelli was surrounded by 4 Michigan State defenders who were able to get around it. Now Sternberg surrounded by Hallahan and Pacelli. Sent it up to Mutatu, who's crossing half field. Back to the center circle with Miller, now on the right wing. Ogunwale trying to calm the game down a little bit as he runs towards the center of the pitch. Back through the circle to Pearson. Patrick Nielson. With it, sent over to the right side for Wutungu. Now on the left wing.
So
Missed touch by Nick Miller, Nick Miller, that's not his name, Miller. Now a pass from Michigan State to Hunter Morse as he will send it high into the air. Michigan will have possession of the ball as the ball went over every Michigan State player.
Since the swap of the forwards right there, there's an instant spark right now. There's 11 guys behind the ball, 11 guys attacking. Great change right there by Coach Chakadele.
Michael Miller is his name, not Nick Miller. I apologize for that. Now getting the ball on the left wing is Michigan State. Jack Hallahan intercepts it. Now that's the 4-on-3 in favor of Michigan State, but Michigan running up with the ball. Tellez sends it over back to Hallahan. Hallahan pausing as everything recollects. Joel Harrison, much farther up than he has been all game. Approaching the corner of the 18-yard box. He tries to run in. A pass to Tellez. Tellez off of the foot of Patrick Nielson. Now back to Mark Ybarra, sent over to the other corner from Usman.
So the Wolverines have obviously been creating chances the last 20 minutes, but it doesn't matter if you're creating chances if you aren't finishing them right there. You only get so many opportunities in a soccer game.
Absolutely. Finishing these chances are what they're going to need to look for with these 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
The longer this game goes on, 1-0, the more it plays in favor for the Spartans because then they can drop a forward back and play more defensive.
Hallahan sending a cross in, and now it is knocked away by Michigan State. Mike Miller sending it up the left wing for Michigan State, but no one is going to be there for it. Matadu and Farai both a little bit too slow as Samaki sends it back to Finnerty. Finnerty passing on the left wing for Swyke. Swyke now running up with it. Crossing the half line is a pass to Osman. Osman sends it to Pacelli towards the center of the pitch. Now on the left wing is Derek Broche with the ball, sending it backwards to Osman. Back to Ybarra. A little give and go there. He's got 2 defenders to shake. He does as he runs towards the right wing. Tellez now with it. Michigan skirting around the perimeter of this little of the 18-yard box. An errant pass by Joel Harrison sent to Pacelli, who will send it backwards to try to recollect. Joel Harrison, Jack Hallahan, I should say, a long kick. Another almost own goal from Michigan State as Hunter Morse gets his hands on it, takes a few steps back and throws it forwards as he falls backwards towards the goal.
I think Hunter Morse was just messing with the Wolverines, kind of just making fun of them a little bit there.
Now it's 6 shots to 4 in favor of Michigan. They have really come alive since this goal. Pacelli getting beat with a spin move in the Michigan's offensive zone, but an errant pass sends it over to Hallahan on the right side, and he'll try to get it into the center of the box. Michigan State has some defenders there to block it away, and they try to clear, and they do. It'll be a throw-in from Joel Harrison.
Once again, they're creating opportunities. They are just not finishing, really.
Harrison throw-in intercepted by Michigan State. Mike Miller sending up the right wing to Ferrai. Michigan gets their feet on it first, though, and Ybarra able to steal it from a downed Sterenberg. Harrison with the ball now. Up to Tellez. Hallahan is on his own, getting towards the corner like he was before. He sends it into the box to no one, and now Michigan State will clear it. A throw-in for Michigan.
See, what Jack Hallahan just did right there was more of a kind of expecting somebody to be there, really hoping somebody's there. He didn't really pick up his head to see if he had a teammate right there. So you just got to be smarter with them final passes.
Farai Mutatu comes off in favor of an unknown player for Michigan State, number 13. Michigan's throw-in, ultimately going backwards now. Derek Roche with it in the back right corner for Michigan. He has Hallahan and two Michigan State defenders. He tries to send it to Hallahan, who replaces him in the corner. Hallahan attempting to get it towards the box, again. Intercepted by Michigan State. Now Jack Beck sending it over to Mike Miller on the left side. Miller crossing the half line, almost sending it backwards. Now on the right, all about the right wing inside the center area. Michigan State up the left wing towards the 18-yard box, but Miller is not able to get there as Harrison uses his body to shield the ball, and it will be a goal kick for Owen Finnerty, the freshman.
Yeah, if you're the Wolverines, ideally you'd get a goal right now, but you're okay with going into half down only one goal.
2.5 minutes left in this half. Owen Finnerty is 2-0 on the year as a starter, replacing the injured Andrew Verdi.
Big win on the road against Maryland.
Absolutely. Especially being down 1-0 and then down 2-1 before creating a brick wall of sorts for Michigan to win 4-2. Harrison on the right swing, passing backwards to Samaki. Some fans not happy about the constant passing backwards, especially the lady in the white hat. We are right in front of the adult Michigan fan section.
Better hope she's not listening to the broadcast.
Joel Harrison, an errant pass. Now Michigan State will run up with it on the right, on their left wing, the near sideline to us. Pimlott tries to create an opportunity, going just a bit too far ahead of Ferry. Ferry will watch as Samaki throws it into Finnerty. Now sent up the left wing. 1.5 minutes remain in this game. 1-0 Michigan State. Sweik will pass backwards. Now over to the right wing from Reagan to Harrison. Harrison sees Hallahan in front of him. He elects to pass to Tellez. Tellez will run with it backwards, back beyond the half line. Now all the way back to Finnerty. Over to Samaki on the right side. Samaki looking for something to work here. 1 minute remains now. Hallahan has come back all the way to about where he would be if he played a midfield. Now on the left side, Sweik to Osman. Knocked away by Michigan State. And now Finnerty has it, electing to pass quickly. 40 seconds remain in the first half. Ybarra sending it backwards to Samaki in the center of the field. Back to Ybarra inside the center circle. Ybarra running backwards with it, sending to the left side for Austin Sweik. Austin Sweik running forwards. Two Michigan State defenders. A clean slide tackle for Michigan State. And Austin Sweik is injured on the play. The whistle has been blown. Michigan deciding to play through as the clock continues to run, and now the clock is stopped finally with 8 seconds left. About 20 seconds went there, just waiting for something to happen. Michigan electing to play through Austin Sweik's injury because these last 30 seconds are so precious. Now here the clock is stopped, 8 seconds left as trainers come onto the field looking for Austin Sweik.
Yeah, with 8 seconds left, free kick, about all the way on the about 2-3 yards off of the end line or the sideline. All you can really do right now is just loft the ball in on the PK spot and hope a teammate gets ahead on it. That's all you can really do with 8 seconds.
It's not a lot of time. Connor George is the player who went in for Gianni Ferry. Farai Mutadu for Michigan State. He's fresh. We've got 4 minutes on his time. Christian Pacelli, Tarek Broche with 11 minutes. Everyone else really playing the whole 45, as you were saying. And Connor George is one of those players that Michigan State keeps in their regular rotation.
Looks like the referee issued a yellow card for that slide tackle.
He showed him the maze to Olu Ogunwale. So Ogunwale is now playing with a hazard. Austin Swyke still being
Throw him in the penalty box for 2 minutes.
tripping.
Yeah, tripping, hooking.
All of the above?
No, cross-checking.
Cross-checking, yep.
Cross-checking.
All right, Austin Swyke is walking off on his own accord, so that is some good news. He is under his own power. The time of the card was 44:51.
So the Wolverines will have a power play going into the second half?
Absolutely, unless they score in the next 8 seconds, in which case it will not carry over.
Should they pull the goalie, give an extra man?
Hey, that's something that they do in soccer anyways, so as they get desperate in the back half of this. I wouldn't be surprised if with 8 seconds left, Owen Finnerty went all the way to the Michigan State box. What are the odds that Michigan State scores?
That's not a bad idea. I mean, but
yeah, Chaka Daly should listen to me sometimes.
Let's get a post-game interview with him. Be like, so why didn't you send Owen Finnerty up there with 8 seconds left to give yourself an extra man?
Exactly. All right, Sosa Movin coming on. He's almost rarely seen. Doesn't have the most playing time out of all the Wolverines this year. But Swyke is coming off to the cheers of both Michigan State and Michigan fans alike. Good sportsmanship being shown by them, which is wonderful to see. Ybarra will send it in towards the box and is headed away. Now Hallahan with the foot on it. Hallahan sends it forwards to Tejas. Tejas is not able to control it, and it is sent away by Michigan State out of bounds, and that will be the half. Thank you for listening so far. Don't go anywhere. We will be back after halftime. The current recap. Michigan State has 4 shots, none since the first 20 minutes. But one of those shots was the goal. They are up 1-0. Michigan State has had 0 corner kicks. Michigan with 4. The goal scored by Ferry, assisted by Mutatu. All right. That does it for the first half. We'll be back in about 12 or so minutes with a little bit of look forward towards the second half. For Amir Bektis, I am Joshua Tenzer. Stay right there. Hello, Ann Arbor and beyond. We are back with the second half of Michigan State's men's soccer game. The quarterfinal in the Big Ten tournament, the opening round for both of these teams. Michigan State got the lead in the first half, 1-0 off a goal by Ferry, assisted by Mutatu. Michigan had a couple of offensive opportunities leading to 6 shots, but none of which have went in. Michigan State now up 1-0. What are you looking for Michigan to improve upon in the second half?
They haven't really. They started out really slow the first. Or no. Correction. Michigan came out really fast the first 5 minutes of the first half. Since then, they coasted like they were up 2-0, right? And then that opened up the Spartans to settle into their game, which is possessing the ball, being patient, and trying to get it to an outside winger. That's how they scored their first goal, was got it outside to a winger that took the ball all the way down to the end line, right by the goal, crossed it right back in on the top of the 6-yard box, and then there was a player right there and just finished it. For the Wolverines, right now, there's not that much really energy from them. When Nebojsa Popovich and I forgot who the other guy was that came off, and Derek Broche came in, there was a little bit more energy up top. That's what you need right now. You're down 1-0. It's an elimination game. You got nothing to lose. Expect the Wolverines to just go high pressure to get that early tying goal. Get an early goal, get back into this game. You have to have the mentality of, oh, it's 0-0. On the other side, expect the Spartans just to continue what they're doing, but a little more defensive. I think the first 15 to 20 minutes, the Spartans will be more heavy on offense. If it's still 1-0, they will play defensive. They will play more defensive. They will drop a forward back into the midfield or the defense because the Wolverines, if they're down 1-0 with 20 minutes left, they're going all in. You got nothing
I would
to
agree.
take.
I think the last 10 minutes or so of the half, Michigan State was on the back pedal almost. Michigan was moving really fast, but I would call it like driving on a freeway.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan was running at 60 miles per hour, but not much was happening.
Yeah. Now, look at this, though. You have Nebojsa Popovich with Derek Broche, which I agree with 100%. Now, Nebojsa Popovich is not really playing his normal game. He's been very quiet the first half.
Also, Kevin Buka being put in. He was not seen the second half.
I think this is the same lineup that they had starting 12 days ago when they played the Spartans.
Kevin Buka, known as the shortest player on Michigan's roster. He gets pushed around a little bit. We'll see how this very physical Michigan State team handles him as the second half is up. Michigan State now moving from left to right. Michigan, therefore, right to left.
Kevin Buka, he's a scrappy player, but he's quick. He's got energy. He's got momentum. I think what Coach is trying to do right there is to just get that little spark to put Kevin Buka in so that way other players can feed off of him.
This may be your last game of the season. If nothing changes, why not try everything?
Yeah, looking at the NCAA tournament, I think the Wolverines should be able to get in, but you definitely want to beat your rivals twice.
Absolutely. Michigan 9-4-4 on the season in overall play. Mm-hmm. Hopefully for them that'll be enough to get them a berth in the playoffs. Now Michigan with a throw-in on the right wing. Michigan State with a throw-in on the right wing. Michigan State trying to get something going. It's taken away by Kevin Buka. He is sent to the pitch off of his foot. Michigan State will have a throw-in on the right wing. It's now thrown in. Looks like Mutadu will try to send it back to Stone. Stone sends it towards the box. No one is there for them, and now Jackson Reagan will send it back up the left wing for Michigan. Nebojsa Popovich trying to get something going. It goes off his foot and out of bounds. A throw-in for Michigan State. Nick Stone will take it again. Nick Stone throw-in. Now sent over for Michigan State, Michigan will will find it, send it high into the air looking for Nebojsa Popovich. He is unable to get anything going there. Now Mark Ybarra trying to get the ball. It's intercepted by Michigan State. Nick Stone will send it out of bounds off of the shin of Kevin Buka. Kevin Buka, the sophomore, he intercepts the throw-in with his forehead. Sent back down, but Michigan State maintains control. Now it's sent across the field. Michigan State on their left wing for Sterenberg. Sterenberg sends a pass over to Ferry, the goal scorer, but Ferry is offsides. Now Michigan will have the ball. Jackson Reagan sends a pass over to Mark Ybarra, straight up the center of the field. Now to Jack Hallahan on the left wing. Hallahan to, excuse me, lost my train of thought there. Now Mohamed Zaki is back in. Zaki over to this Mark Ybarra in the center of the pitch through the center circle. Jack Hallahan on the right wing. He's got some defenders in front of him. He chooses to run to the side, and a cross towards Kevin Buca is intercepted by Nick Stone. Kevin Buca now with the ball on the left wing over to Osman. Back to Osman from Ybarra. Osman breaking this box, and it is not anything fruitful as it is headed away. Back to Kevin Buca on the left wing by the sideline. He's running towards the center, trying to send it in with a kick. It goes through defenders. Now Broche misses the kick, and then he misses another one. He whiffed on the first one, had a second attempt, and has sent it wide. It has hit the side of the netting. That's another 2 shots for Michigan, neither of which fruitful.
What did I say about Kevin Buca?
He is scrappy, he is fast.
Exactly right there, right? Not your superstar name on the field, but a player that players feed off of.
Not a superstar, but still intimidates me every time I see him in chem class.
Like you saw Derek Broche right there. He should have finished that. And those opportunities you cannot let slide because you're in the second half now, you're 5 minutes in, and you're down 1-0.
Absolutely. Now Harrison on the right wing trying to get a pass. Derek Broche with it towards the center. He tries to send it through Michigan defenders. No one is able to get to it, Michigan State. Instead, clearing it forwards. Some Michigan fans not happy about the missed pass. Now Michigan State on the left side, sending it towards the center for Jack Beck. Sent across the right wing. Stone trying to beat Kevin Buca. He is able to with a pass towards the center of the box for Mutadu. Mutadu out to Miller. Now sent into the back right corner for Stone. Stone over to Mutadu. 4 Michigan's defenders and 3 Michigan State attackers are in the corner. Now Miller trying to get it out. He runs towards the center of the pitch. A pass towards the center of the box is intercepted by Michigan, and now Osman being challenged by Mutadu. He chooses to pass it back towards Jackson Reagan, who will miss his kick just barely and sends it out of bounds. Michigan State will get a throw in.
Yeah, you don't want to have that clear by Jackson Reagan right there. You want to keep the ball in the field as you're trying to counterattack.
Absolutely. Now Michigan with the ball over towards the right side of the pitch. Sent forwards by a long pass from Harrison intended for Nebojsa Popovich. That rolls out of bounds.
See, I don't know what Coach told him at halftime, but already you can see Nebojsa Popovich just has a little bit more of a spark to him.
As a graduate student, this may be his last game if Michigan does not make the NCAA tournament after all. Hoping to go out with a bang here.
Yeah.
This rivalry is a long time. Michigan State has the lead when it comes to games of soccer between these two schools. But Michigan has the most recent regular season win, giving them the Big Bear Trophy.
And you want to be a dominant program in the state of Michigan, especially when you have Western Michigan, an up-and-coming school.
Absolutely. They are very impressive. Now it's a sent from Kevin Buca into the box off of the forehead of Nebojsa Popovich. That was quite a chance for Michigan, but just a bit errant off the forehead. And now Michigan State will have their opportunity going down their left wing, intercepted by Joel Harrison, sent to Jack Hallahan. Jack Hallahan has looked absolutely amazing this game. Now Joel Harrison has got the ball back from Hallahan, but he gives it up straight to the feet of Jack Beck. Now Mutadu with 4 defenders in front of him, but he's all his own. And now it's sent into the center of the box, a missed offensive opportunity by Michigan State, and now a strong kick from Pimlott off the back of Samaki. Now outside the box, a long kick goes high and wide.
Great
now
block.
Owen Finnerty will have a chance for a goal kick. Those were Michigan State's first 2 shots since the first 20 minutes of this game. Here we are, 38 minutes left in the second half. Michigan State up 1-0 over Michigan in the opening round of the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, great start to the second half. Both teams are coming out really looking to get that goal. The Spartans looking to get that second goal to basically end this game, and the Wolverines looking to that tying goal to get back into the game.
Michigan on the right side now, the right wing sent up to pass to Hallahan, goes off his feet towards Michigan State's Jack Beck. Jack Beck will send it over. Now back to him. playing back and forth between the center of the pitch and the left wing for Michigan State. Michigan State chooses to pass backwards towards Hunter Morse. Kevin Buka and Nebojsa Popovich trying to challenge Morse. Nothing comes of that as Morse will send it high, but they did not give him the time to get all 20 players over towards one side of the pitch. Now Michigan State passing backwards. Nebojsa Popovich trying to make something happen. He is unable to as Ugunwala, as one of the Michigan State players, number 17, Watengu, will send it high over to the left side of the pitch for Sterenberg. Sterenberg will pass back to Pimlott in the center circle. Pimlott sends it to Beck over to Stone. Stone has surrounded by 3 Michigan players, Kevin Buka, Osman, and Tellez. Buka gets the ball from the feet of Stone, passing to Tellez. Now to Samaki on the left side. Sorry, Osman on the left side. Now Mark Ybarra will send it all the way across. Mark Ybarra has been one of the stars for Michigan this year so far. Hallahan running past defenders. He has Broche in front of him. He finds Broche. Broche looking as he enters the side of the box. He'll pass it back to Ybarra. Ybarra will send it into the box for Kevin Buka. Kevin Buka will head it to Hallahan. Hallahan kicked, blocked off the stomach of Michael Wotengu. Now Harrison will try to keep it in for Michigan, keep the offensive pressure on. Ybarra will send it up into the box, and that will fall right into the hands of Hunter Morse. He had to jump for it to keep it out, but no one was there to keep an offensive opportunity alive.
Great start by the Wolverines this half, but yes, you're still doing the same things where you're creating opportunities and you're not finishing them. You cannot let those opportunities fall through your hand, or else this game will be over real quick.
Speaking of hands, fans thought that Watengu had a handball, but no fruitful call from the ref. Now for Michigan State, someone who came on at the half was Nick Woodruff. He's running up the left wing, passing back behind. He finds in the center Nielson. Patrick Nielson, wary of Nebojsa Popovich's forecheck, if you would call it that. Watengu sending a pass over towards some of his players, such as Farai and Mutadu. Mutadu surrounded by 5 Michigan defenders, and Tellez will get the ball from him. And a pass to Owen Finnerty looked a little dangerous, almost an offensive opportunity made by Michigan State if they were to get to it first, but Finnerty was the faster player. Tellez keeping the ball in Michigan State's defensive half, but Michigan State will have control of the ball. Hunter Morse with it now outside of the box. Nebojsa Popovich almost making a rush for it. Derek Roche making a rush for it. Now a long pass to Nick Stone. Does not find anything as Osman jumps with his feet over his head, sending it back towards Michigan's area of offensive attack. Now the ball is continually bouncing up in the air. Jack Hallahan is able to settle it in the center circle. He stops short, making Woodruff continue on with his momentum, fall down. Speaking of falling down, Kevin Buka has fallen down with the offensive opportunity, giving Nick Stone the ball. Nick Stone tries to clear it back for Mutadu. Mutadu is not able to get to the ball as Jackson Rakin controls it, sending it over to the right wing. Joel Harrison now on the right wing running up, finding Jack Hallahan at the sideline. Hallahan moving past a trio of Michigan State defenders who converge on him. He tried to be a little too fancy, unable to get anything going. Now Mutadu, Michigan State has 2 attackers to Michigan's 3 defenders. Mutadu gets the ball poked away by Abdusamaki. A pass to Harrison now sent over on the left side of the field. Tellez now to Kevin Buka. Kevin Buka running forward with it, finding 3 Michigan State defenders. Not a challenging task at all. He makes one of them miss, makes the second one miss. An attempt to get inside the box has been blocked by a wall of Michigan State defenders. Kevin Buka doing what Hallahan couldn't and making defenders miss. Speaking of Buka, now, speaking of Hallahan, Hallahan sends a high ball into the center of the box. Hunter Morse is there with 3 Michigan attackers, able to get his hands on it. Kevin Buka, Derek Broche, and Nebojsa Popovich, none of them are able to get anything going as Hunter Morse sends it back into the side of the field. Osman able to win the 50-50 air ball. It goes to Mark Ybarra, who will send it out of bounds accidentally. A Michigan State throw-in on the right sideline from about halfway into their territory. You've seen some pretty good things from Michigan here, except for anything that finishes opportunities.
Yeah, like we've been saying multiple times during the broadcasts, they're doing everything great except that final aspect of putting the ball behind the net.
Now it looks like a foul on Michigan State during a little bit of a scrum there for the ball on the right sideline. Osmond will take it, sending it to Ybarra in the center. He sees that Ferry's coming to attack him, so he sends it all the way back to Owen Finnerty.
Not as much physical tackles and plays as we saw the first 10 minutes of the first half.
Absolutely. These times have really seemed to calm down.
I think now it's just more focused on the game.
There was some shoving and some pushing going on by Tellez and some Michigan players. Now Derek Broche alone in the box, but it goes past him. A pass from Tellez goes a bit too far ahead, and now a corner kick for Jack Hallahan.
That was such a difficult pass by Tellez right there to literally slide it in through two Michigan State players. And he had to put just enough spin at it that it would just get around him.
Just a bit too much power on that. Hallahan choosing to pass the ball to outside the corner of the box to Ybarra. Ybarra sending it back to Hallahan. Now it's inside the box. Many players going for it. Players on the ground, and now it is cleared away by Michigan State. A throw-in on the left side for Farouk Osman. He'll send it to Tellez.
Looks like the Spartans are already starting to play a little more defensive as Wolverines are picking up their offense.
30 minutes left in this game now. And there is a foul called for grabbing the jersey of Farouk Osman.
Shaka Daly voicing his opinion right there as Farouk Osman gets grabbed for the foul.
The refs agree with him. Now
The referee's like, I got it, I saw it. It's all good.
Love it when coaches try to do the referee's jobs for them. Now Mark Ybarra with the ball about 30 or 40 yards from the goal on the left side. He'll send it into the box. A lot of spin on that ball, headed away harmlessly by Michigan State. And now another attempt into the box. Derek Broche scores! Derek Broche scores and ties it up. He was all alone. They are not calling it offsides. The goal is one. The goal is good. It is 1-1. We are tied up here in Ann Arbor. Derek Broche was there. There was no offsides on the play. The goalie seems to disagree. Hunter Morse upset with the referee.
I think the referee might take a look at this one. I'm not fully convinced that that's a good goal yet.
I certainly thought there was offsides.
The fans in front of us believe that it's a goal, 100%. Let's look at the replay here.
I thought there was offsides. I was hesitant to call, to keep calling, and then I saw the ball go to Derek Broche, and he kicked it in just past Morse. Let's see what happens. The ball goes off of a Michigan State foot, not making it a pass, but we'll see if he's offsides.
Nope, it's a good goal.
The goal is called good. We are tied up 1-1 here in Ann Arbor. Do you think we'll see a sense of urgency from both teams now?
Oh, this game's about to get really interesting. Both teams are going to go full forces.
If this game is an egg, it has been cracked, and now it is scrambled.
So that last goal that scored by Derek Broche, it wasn't a beauty. It's not going to make the top 10 play, but it's a goal, man.
Certainly in his top 10s of the year. Tying it up against Michigan State. These two schools, bitter rivals. Michigan fans looking for a handball is now to Kevin Buka's running up the left wing. Kevin Buka has Nebojsa Popovic to his left, has Tellez to his right. He sends it into the box and taking a shot. Hunter Morse is there. Derek Broche not fast enough to get to it.
Kevin Buka, if the Wolverines are able to pull out this win today, in my opinion, is the MVP that sparked this Wolverine offense.
He has absolutely looked like the game changer for them.
And Derek Broche. You cannot forget about Derek Broche.
Yes, Derek Broche, the goal scorer, coming off of a substitution for sure.
Not just because he scored the goal, but because, like we talked about, the first 30, 35 minutes of the first half, there really was no offensive attack by the forwards for the Michigan Wolverines. And then Broche came in with about 10 minutes left, and there was more momentum. There was just more energy out on the field.
Yellow card for Michigan.
So two great substitutions to start the second half. Credit to Coach Shaka Daly.
Absolutely. Now what happened there while we were talking about Broche and Buka, Michigan State had an offensive rush by Farai Mutadu. He was tripped up on the play by Jackson Reagan, and Jackson Reagan is given a yellow card. Now Michigan State in the center of the pitch horizontal-wise, and the center of their half vertical-wise. They will look to get something going as Jack Beck will take this kick. He sends it into the box, and it is headed away by Michigan. Nebojsa Popovic trying to get it back from one of the Michigan attackers. He is unable to. They're using the body as a shield, and it is a strong kick from the outside of the box by Gianni Ferry goes just wide, and it is still 1-0. Oh, no. A goal kick from Owen Finnerty sent forward as we try to get a little warm on this on this cold day. It's 40-something degrees. The sun has gone down. It does not look like it is still rainy out there, so that's a plus for these players. Tellez, some nice fancy footwork from Osman. Michigan State will send it higher, and now Owen Finnerty will rise up to meet the challenge of Ferry. Almost dangerous. If Ferry would have gotten there first, that could have been a clear open goal, but nothing happened as Finnerty is able to send it away. A throw-in by Michigan State goes to Michigan feet. Looks like Kevin Buka got there first. Now, Derek Broche out muscling Michael Watengu, but Watengu maintains control of the ball, and now there is a foul called on Michigan State.
Yeah, it's just a hard tackle.
Up in the air, both players fighting for the ball. Now Jackson Reagan will take it from his zone.
Looks
his
like
own
the
end.
referee's calling his timeout. Check with his assistant refs to see if there's any cards that need to be issued.
Looked pretty regular for what we've seen this game so far. The Ultras getting excited with their drums.
I think those are the parents right now.
That is possible. They look like they're stamping on the bleachers as well.
Yeah, they're getting into this game.
Now on the right side, a pass from Nebojsa Popovich trying to find Jack Hallahan. Hallahan keeps running, doesn't see the passes for him, and it goes out of bounds. Now Woodruff. The Ultras are chanting for Woodruff to do a flip as he throws it in. He does not oblige them. Would love to see that chant work one day. Anytime someone tries to throw in front of the Ultras, they chant to do a flip. One day someone will, hopefully. Now on the right side, Michigan has control of the ball. The throw-in went to the maze. Now Samaki on the left side. Osman, I should say. Sent over to Derek Broche. He's found by some defenders by Stone. Stone outruns him and is out of bounds off of Broche.
So since the Wolverines goal, the Spartans, they haven't really done too much to respond. They're kind of just like, okay, you scored on us.
I think they're still in that mindset that they can win this game, and they absolutely can. Now Mutadu sending a long cross towards the very, very open Sterenberg. Sterenberg met head-on by Joel Harrison. Knocks Sterenberg down, but Sterenberg is able to maintain control of the ball. Now on the passing back, recollecting themselves, Watungu passing towards the center circle with Miller and Stone and Beck. Back to Beck, intercepted by Tellez on the right side of the field for Michigan State. Jackson Reagan passing backwards. Now Michigan has control of the ball in their own end. Passing along the right wing now, running up. It is Joel Harrison. Harrison passing to Ybarra. He looks tripped up, but no call. He still has control of the ball, so nothing really happens there. Ybarra sending it a long cross pass to the very open Osman. Kevin Buka got lots of space around him. He's running up the left wing now, running towards the center. He sends it into the box. Just misses the pass for Nebojsa Popovich. Again, these passes are in front of their men, never at their target. That could have been another opportunity for Michigan. 10 shots on goal for Michigan, 5 corner kicks. Swyke is coming in, replacing Kevin Buka. Shaking your head there a little bit.
I don't agree with the substitution at all, really. I give it about 5-10 minutes to see how Swyke, because he was injured coming off that the first half. If the game is still shifting towards Michigan State, I'm putting Kevin Buka back in it.
In the second half for NCAA games, there are allowed to be re-substitutions. You're allowed to put a player back in once. We'll see how that goes. Now Harrison getting a successful slide tackle there from Mark Ybarra. A beautiful defensive play from an offensive player. But now it looks like Michigan State has someone injured on the field. He gets up all right. Sterenberg looking a little shaken up, worse for wear, by the massive long-distance flying slide tackle. I don't know what happened there. Ran in so much velocity, completely clean.
Mm-hmm.
But it did go out of bounds off of the challenge. Now Michigan State will have a throw-in on the left side.
Yeah, I think Michigan State's going to get out of their comfort zone where they're possessing the ball and start looking for their forwards.
Michigan State around the left corner of the 18-yard box, passing backwards instead to Woodruff, now to directly center field with Wotungu. Wotungu attempting a pass to Ferry, the goal scorer. He sends it over to Nick Stone. Nick Stone sends it through the legs of Osman, and now Ferry. Cross, intercepted by Michigan. A slide tackle again by Swike. Swike knocks him down. It's clean. The ref says play on. And now Derek Broche trips himself up. Fans looking for a foul. Nothing happens. Doing the old hockey thing of raising the arm, looking for a penalty. Raising the right arm. Jack Hallahan sends it forwards to Broche.
Oh, no,
Broche
no,
all alone. Looked offsides to me.
From my perspective, he was in line with the last defender.
What was the no for?
That it's not offsides.
Oh, all right.
No, that was not.
Looked offsides to me, but I may be wrong. Hunter Morse, no matter what, was able to get to it first and send it away. There looked to be some little kids, 5, 6 years old, being the ball boys for this game.
Yeah, but even before that offsides call, a lot of tensions here rising.
Absolutely. Now a long kick in from Michigan State towards their side of the field. It falls down to Jackson Reagan, who will send it up towards the center circle. Derek Broche gets ahead on it, sending it to Neboja Popovich. Neboja Popovich back to Broche on the left side. Broche sees 5 defenders in front of him. He runs, elects to run towards the box. He's almost tripped up. He's just outpowered by Wotungu. Wotungu will kick it, and it will be a goal kick. Wotungu and Broche looking a little bit feisty with each other there.
The all Big Ten freshman player, Derek Broche, is here to make his presence felt. Since scoring that goal, he just has some energy right now in him.
Again, Michigan has had 6 players make Big Ten honors. Neboja Popovich, Offensive Player of the Year and First Team unanimous. Andrew Verdi, Goalkeeper of the Year, First Team. Jack Hallahan, First Team unanimous. Jackson Reagan, First Team. Mark Ybarra, Second Team. And Derek Broche, all Big Ten freshman, First Team. Now, Farai looking for it. Offensive opportunity. He gets his hip to the head of Samaki. Samaki looks shaken up. Farai looks shaken up. I don't know who got the worst of that encounter, but the ref says there was a foul.
Yeah, I'm still not trying to figure out why would you take Kevin Broche out and put back Kevin Swike in? Like, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
That was Buka going out.
Or Buka.
Not Broche.
Yeah.
But same point. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just to avoid confusion, it looks like that will be a foul on Samake for headbutting. And now, from just outside the right corner of the goal box,
nice.
Gianni Ferry will take the kick.
15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah. Just getting all the sports in here today, aren't we? It is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
The only sport not being played today is baseball. The MLS had their major, and now the strong free kick. Penalty kicks are very different.
Well, he did that last free kick right there. He did put a nice curveball on it.
Absolutely, a lot of spin, and it finds absolutely no one as it sails out of bounds. A goal kick now for Owen Finnerty.
He should have went to his toolbox and just used his fastball instead of the curveball.
There we go. We got them all. All right.
We got all the sport. No, now we got to do volleyball.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, hands aren't exactly the most usable tools in soccer, but we will see.
Unless the goalie spikes it.
Now Osman passing to Swike on the left wing, over to Ybarra towards the center of the pitch, still on the left side though. Ybarra making a couple defenders shaken up a little. Osman makes Stone miss. Stone gets a little bit of revenge by knocking him off the ball, and now Tellez gets revenge on that, shoving Stone to the ground, and there's a foul on Tellez.
Just keep it simple, boys. Keep it simple right
Excuse
now.
me.
There's too much fancy stuff going on. We're at the 69th minute of this match as the Spartans are tied with the Wolverines, one apiece. Keep it simple. Get the goal. Go home.
No student Spartans fans have showed up for this game. Apparently 6 did for the Battle of the Bear. That was the official count by the Michigan Ultras.
I think they probably just went to, where was it, New York, where Michigan State played Kentucky in the first game for the NCAA basketball.
Is that where that was?
Yeah, I think Madison Square Garden. Yep.
Oh, my. The world's most famous arena. Now, on the left side, for Michigan, they'll give it back to Michigan State with Woodruff. Woodruff will send it far up the wing, looking for Miller, unable to find anything, and that ball will roll into the neighborhood. Throw in for Michigan on their right wing. Looks like Harrison will take it, as he usually does on the right side.
So for both sides, I'm curious how much longer do they let this game go on with the current momentum before they try to get a substitute in?
Harrison running on the center. He sends a long pass looking for Derek Broche. Derek Broche will not be able to get to it first. He does, but there was some spin on the ball. Now it's all the way in the corner. He's fighting along with some Michigan State defenders. He is tripped up, and there is a foul called right at almost on the line, I would say.
Yeah, basically out of bounds.
Yeah. About 20 yards from the 18 or so yards from the 18-yard box. He's pretty far from the goal. Michigan sending a lot of players to line up on the box. Michigan State having everyone there.
Yeah, you won't have any slap shots on this free kick.
From the blue line.
We don't want to have icing.
Speaking of hockey, Michigan hockey lost both games to the foul kick. The free kick by Jack Callahan. The long attempt goes in. I was not expecting that. I was caught off guard by that.
I don't think anybody was expecting that one.
It is now 2-1.
Everybody thought that ball was sailing out wide.
And there was some spin on it, and it has found the back of the net.
Somebody had to have gotten a tip on it.
I'm unsure. We'll see the replay. Jack Callahan, the long kick, up in the air. No one touched it. Just sent in right to the upper left-hand corner of the goal. A beautiful shot.
That is probably one of the most difficult free kicks that you can score on.
Absolutely.
You're on the out-of-bounds line, literally on the out-of-bounds line. You're about 40 yards out, and you curl it in.
The score is now 2-1. Samaki is tripped up from the same spot on the other side of the field. We'll see if Hallahan will take this one, too.
If he scores this one, pack it up.
It's over. Home. Don't even need to broadcast the rest of the game.
It's in the same position, just reverse on the other side.
Austin Sweik will take this instead. Hallahan will be outside the box looking for something. It's passed backwards instead of forwards for Michigan.
So with that play right there, with no cross into the box, the Wolverines are automatically saying that they are okay with a 2-1 victory. And they're going to play more defensive.
Hallahan sending towards the box. Now as he got the ball, a sliding attack defensive move by, looked like Woodruff, sent out of bounds, and there will be a corner kick. Jack Hallahan usually takes those on that side, and it looks like he will take this one too.
Let's see if he can curve this one in.
I would be very impressed. He slips and falls as he takes the kick. And now Mark Ybarra will send it up into the air off the head of Tellez, off the head of Reagan, saved by a diving hand from Hunter Morse, and Michigan State will clear it. Jack Hallahan looking a little sad.
Reagan was offsides though, so.
So wouldn't have counted anyways. Michigan State getting a little Michigan getting a little overeager on this. They are up 2-0. If they win, they will head to Maryland for the second round of the Big Ten tournament. That will be on Friday, and the championships will be played on Sunday, both in Maryland. Now,
the Ultras and the parents have woken up here in Ann Arbor.
Chanting, "Go Blue, go Blue." You can hear the Ultras chanting "Go" and the parents chanting "Blue." Now Tay is on the right wing running forwards.
As a soccer player, you love
Kicks it
this
forward. Hallahan off of his head, and it goes wide. He might have gone a little more on that would have been in, but he did not. And now it'll be a goal kick for Hunter Morse. You're saying about being a soccer player?
Yeah, about being a soccer player, they're just adding that momentum, gives you more energy. As you can see, the Wolverines just created 3 opportunities off of Jack Callahan's goal a few minutes ago.
Nebojsa Popic heading out for Mohamed Zaki. He's back in from the first half. He played 35 minutes of the first, coming out for Derek Broche. Now sent up into the air. Michigan will control it after the 50-50. It's back up. Now Michigan State has it. Just ping-ponging around.
Yeah, Mohamed Zaki is going to play more of attacking midfield. They're leaving Derek Broche the lone forward up top.
Should be very interesting. Zaki usually plays forward. We'll see if Michigan we will see Michigan taking a more defensive stand here. As Zaki.
As an attacking midfielder, that just means he's not the lone forward like Derek Broch is. Now he's just helping out the midfielders, getting back on defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as you can see right now, he's on the last defender of the Spartans back line.
Now on the right side with Michigan, Jack Hallahan has the ball received from Harrison. He's running past two Michigan State defenders, centering it, and now it is knocked out of bounds. Another corner kick for Jack Hallahan. Let's see if he does not fall on this one.
So we've seen, 3 or 4 substitutions by the Wolverines this second half? I don't think we've seen one by the Spartans yet.
We have not.
Interesting.
Still with the same 12 players. Hallahan sends it up into the box, knocked away by Michael Watungu. Now Swyke will try to keep it offensive pressure as he sends it back to Hallahan on the sideline. Hallahan back into the box off the head of Zaki, sent
Zaki's
so
going to want
far.
that one back. He
He
will. Gonna want that back.
He will hope that that never shows up again.
Zaki at the top of the penalty spot gets a great ball in. Nobody on him. Just can't turn his head to get a header on net.
And it goes right back towards where the corner kicks are taken. Hunter Morse will have a goal kick. 15 minutes remain in this game. Michigan up 2-1 after being down 1-0. Now your change for Michigan State.
Speaking about substitutions.
Cody Sweet coming on, taking off Woodruff, who had 2 pretty good defensive opportunities. Cody Sweet has been one of these core 14 players for Michigan State that they have played the past 4 games now. Sweet now getting his foot on it, winning a 50-50 battle with sending it straight to the chest of Harrison. Harrison on the right side, up for Zaki. Zaki gives it up. He looks a little shaken by what happened with him. Now he's made another mistake. Harrison winning the ball back from Michigan. Now a throw-in. Do a flip, do a flip, do a flip. He does not. Michigan will watch as an errant pass from Michigan State goes all the way across. And now Derek Broch beats any defender with his speed. He's got one defender, then the goalie to beat. He elects to run towards the left corner and is knocked away by Michael Watungu. And it will be off of Derek Broch's bright orange traffic cone cleats. A throw-in for Michigan State. The throw-in was short, maybe 5 yards or so, to Sweet. Sweet, a long pass up the sideline. Now it falls to Michigan. Looks like Ferry was trying to get to it. He was unable to. Michigan State playing with a lot more urgency now that they're down. They stopped parking the bus. They are now driving down the freeway.
The bus is on the move.
Indeed. Now Jack Hallahan keeping the ball after a physical challenge from 2 Michigan State defenders. Broch passing back to Hallahan. Hallahan running forwards, avoids a slide tackle, and has one defender to beat. He is unable to. The defender knocks it away. Good play there by Nick Stone. A long pass from Cody Sweet goes to Ferry. Ferry on the right side kicks it off of the shin knee area of Jackson Reagan. Now a throw-in for Michigan State on the right side.
Derek Broch looks like he's a little gassed right now.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been playing everywhere, left and right, up and down. The throw-in for Michigan State gets knocked out of bounds by a Michigan State player. Now a throw-in for Michigan. Austin Swyke, about 10 yards from the goal line. He throws it far over to the half line.
Could probably see Nebojsa Popovich come back in for Derek Broch with under 10 minutes to play.
Yep, we have 12 and a half minutes remaining here. Now Patrick Nielson running forwards down the center of the pitch for Michigan. He sends a pass over to Miller across halfway now. A pass towards the box. Mutadu off the back of Farai. A shot blocked by his own player. That was a laser, too. That looks like it stung.
Does Farai want to amaze him blue jersey, or does he want to keep on his white jersey?
Yeah, I mean, he might switch. He did do some damage to us in the first half. A throw-in for Michigan State, sent towards the center of the box, and now cleared away by Jackson Reagan. Another throw-in about 5 yards beyond the end line. Michigan State trying to decide who will throw it in. waiting. There's no one around the throw-in. Everyone's towards the box. The throw-in is far into the box, is up in the air. Another shot blocked by a Michigan State player. Now Patrick Nielson tries to send it away. And now it is sent and calmed down by Austin Sweik, who is not able to maintain control. Another throw-in from the same spot for Michigan State. They're sending everyone back into the box again, trying to make something work with 11 minutes remaining, trying to break through to make it a 2-2 game.
Should we send the goalkeeper up there too?
Of course, naturally. I mean, I don't know with 11 minutes, but if there was less time, possibly. Would like to see that. Michigan tried that against Western Michigan, down 2-1. There was a corner kick with about 30 seconds left. Andrew Verdi trying to get a goal on the season. Now the throw-in goes towards a dangerous spot right in front of the goal, but Michigan's able to send it away. Now Jack Hallahan, all he has to do is outrun Ole Ogunwale. He does not. Now he tries to pressure Morse to make a kick. He succeeds in doing that. Morse sends it all the way to the left sideline. Now Mutadu, a pass to Sterenberg. Back to Mutadu, surrounded by 3 Michigan defenders. He chooses to run towards the left corner, and he keeps it in bounds. It was very close to going out. He keeps it in, and now finally, after being shoved a little bit by the body of Harrison, it is a goal kick for Owen Finnerty. If he can go to 3-0, run it going into this tournament, I'd be very impressed with Owen Finnerty, the freshman.
Yeah, he actually started his first game against the Michigan State Spartans here 12 days ago.
Imagine being a freshman and then getting starting 3 games, 2 of them being against Michigan State.
That's a high bar to set yourself up for.
I would say to keep looking for him in the next 3 years to come.
Who's that up at the touchline waiting to sub in?
It looks like Nebojsa Popovic is coming back in. Now we'll see if he comes out for Broche. I would be very impressed with you if he did. Not right now, because Finnerty takes a long kick, 50-50 ball up in the air. Tellez controls it. A pass over to Sweik, dangerously placed where some Michigan State defenders are, but nothing came of that for Michigan State. A header by Zaki, successfully headed to where he wants to go this time, as it goes to the foot of his fellow countryman from Ghana, Farouk Osman. But that will go out of bounds off of Osman, and now throw in for Michigan State. Nebojsa Popovic still waiting to come in. Cody Sweet being surrounded by Broche and Osman. He elects to send it backwards towards Otunga. Now Patrick Nielsen will try to shake Derek Broche. He is unable to, so he sends it back to Michael Otunga. Over to Ole. Sorry, that's not his name. Olu Ogunwale. He has a yellow card still, so he'll be playing. He's been playing a lot more conservative than he did the first half.
For sure.
Don't want to get that red card and come off 10 men for especially while you're down in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan State had an overall record of 3-11-3. All 3 of their wins against Big Ten teams. Presumably Wisconsin, Rutgers, and Ohio State, the 3 teams that are worse than them in the standings. I do not think that they will be able to get an NCAA berth with that record if they lose tonight.
Yeah, they'd need to win the Big Ten tournament to get an automatic bid.
And right now, with 8.5 minutes remaining, Michigan, that lead is slowly clamping down on Michigan State, as it is still 2-1 in favor of the maize and blue. Now, sent forwards, Sterenberg trying to get a pass.
Handball there.
He slips and falls. The Ultras think they saw something, but they did not, according to the ref. Sterenberg gets back up and sends it all the way back to Hunter Morse.
We've reached the 8-minute mark here in the second half as the Wolverines lead 2-1 over the Michigan State Spartans.
Michigan stopping a Michigan State offensive rush here is Samaki passing back to Reagan. Reagan will send it forwards across the line, but no Michigan players are there for an offensive rush. Now Michigan State will have a chance with the ball. They'll cross half line with a pass to Beck. Now back beyond the half line to Nielsen. Patrick Nielsen runs with it forwards through the center circle. Miller sending it to the wide open player to his left. Inside the box, Ferry with Samaki to beat. Samaki slides to block the shot, and now there will be the first corner kick for Michigan State all game. It's only taken them 83 minutes.
Really, the first corner, that's a crazy stat.
The first corner kick. I cannot tell who will take this. It's far away. It's on the left side for Michigan State. They have everyone rushing the box, and look where Hunter Morse is inside the center circle.
We're not under 5 minutes yet.
Exactly. The corner kick batted away by the hands of Owen Finnerty. Jack Hallahan running forwards. He's got no one to beat by Cody Sweet. Cody Sweet slides, trips him up.
That's a card.
Let's see. Ref is reaching into his pocket and pulling the yellow card, showing him the maze. Cody Sweet slide tackles Jack Hallahan. A smart foul, I would actually say. Jack Hallahan was blazing up the left wing. Not many defenders back with everyone running so far forward for the corner kick.
I wouldn't consider it a smart foul because the clock is stopped. So yeah, it is a smart foul. But I think who was it? Number 20.
Cody Sweet.
Cody Sweet. He was catching up to him.
Potentially. Mm-hmm. The clock does stop here, only for goals and cards.
Yep.
Jackson Reagan sends the ball high into the box, knocked away by the head of Michigan State defenders, but outside the box, Hallahan has a strong opportunity, a long kick off the back of Jack Beck, the Michigan State defender, and now Zaki tries to get something going from the right edge of the 18-yard box. Hunter Morse is able to catch and send it away. Michigan State playing with a state of urgency now as they keep the pace going, not electing to do their normal wait, calm everything down, send everyone to one side of the pitch. When you're down by a goal with 6 minutes left, you got to start playing with this hustle. If I were the coach of Michigan State, whose name I do not know, I would still be proud of how they played today. Coming off for Michigan State is 14, Ole Ogunwala, and coming in is Connor George. As I was studying that, I could never remember whether it was George Connor or Connor George. Both sound the same to me. And Boja Popovich coming on. I missed who that was for.
Derek Broche.
It was for Derek Broche. Oh, congratulations, Mazel Tov. All right.
Yeah, there's going to be at least one more sub for the Wolverines to kind of just kill the time and add an extra defender back there. Probably Kevin Buka.
I would not be surprised with that. He was pulled in the second half, so that's allowed a run re-entry.
I would send him up there right now. Take
now,
him out for who's number 9?
Mohamed Zaki. He just came in. A throw-in for Michigan State. Falls down to the ground. No one's able to get really a foot on it for Michigan State, and now a long clear for Michigan. All 10 players playing offensively for the state. A short pass attempted. Now Neboja Popovich has one defender to beat, and the goalie. He slows it down and maintains control. A pass attempted for Furak
Jack
Osman.
Hallahan all the way open on the other side.
Hallahan far, Osman in the middle. He went for Osman. He chose poorly.
Yeah, great defensive play by the Spartans right there.
Owen Finnerty now with the ball in his hands, slowing it down. We've seen goalies do this, especially in the pros and in the college. The last game we called together, Western Michigan did the same thing.
Yeah, speaking about Western, they did crack the top 25.
They did. I'm very impressed with them. A tackle, I would call it a genuine tackle by Zaki on Patrick Nielson. A bear hug sort of tackle. They just kind of fell over each other.
Yeah, right now, anything to stop the play, keep the clock running.
That
plays in the favor of the Wolverines.
Neboja Popovich was all alone in front of Hunter Morse when that was called.
Yeah, no foul right there. Neboja Popovich is burying that, and the game's over.
But that did not happen, so we're seeing what's going to continue. Now,
it's a foul.
A foul? Yep.
Yep.
A foul on the 50-50 aerial challenge.
Let's use a basketball term. Over the back.
Indeed. I think we have got them all now, actually. Except volleyball. Volleyball is the only fall sport still playing in their regular season. With Michigan, they are going to be hosting, I forget who, on Wednesday, and they will be wrapping up their season at home Thanksgiving Friday.
Yeah, they just beat the Spartans on Wednesday night, I believe it was.
And a Friday game against Illinois something or others.
Yeah, it was 3-1 against the Spartans.
I was at that game in the stands, and you were calling it, if I remember correctly.
Great
That
match.
was a good time. Now they're calling a handball
Ooh.
on
This
Michigan.
is interesting right
just outside the box.
here. This is a danger zone. This is a danger zone. You're definitely going to want at least 4 to 5 men in the wall.
I would say about 5 would be right. Let's see how many they put there. It's just outside the box in almost the dead center horizontally of the field. Owen Finnerty ordering men around. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have a line of a lot of people, but an actual solid wall of 5.
This is the greatest position if you're taking the free kick. All you have to do is pick it up, and the left corner is wide open.
Finnerty's on the left side. He sends
Too
it
much.
high, much too high.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back.
Maybe Zaki and him can trade redos.
Trade after the game, you know?
Yeah,
My redo for your redo.
we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, but just going back to that, it was a rushed play. If I'm taking the free kick, I'm taking my time. I'm about 25 yards out, dead center. It's got to be on net.
You played soccer in high school, if I remember correctly.
Yep, I played at Caledonia High School.
What position?
All over the place, mostly midfield and forward.
Sounds reasonable.
So yeah, being right there in that position, I'm I'm putting that ball on the net.
You should go down there and tell him.
I'll be like, hey, MSU, why didn't you do this?
Yeah, should have put you in instead. All right, Naboja Popovich on the left wing now on the sideline. He's running up with just Michael Ugan.
Yeah, this ball staying
Michael
in the corner.
Wotengu stays in. A pass over to Farouk Osman, and it is out of bounds.
So that right there, what Naboja Popovich did was a time-wasting tactic. You're not going for goal. You have about 2 minutes left in the game. You're going in the corner. You want to hold the ball down there and get the foul. Exactly what they did. Executed it perfectly.
Speaking of time wasting, 58 seconds left. The clock has been stopped.
Don't expect this ball to go in.
It didn't go far at all. And now
that's going to earn him a yellow card.
Sterenberg taking the shoulder of Mark Ybarra, throwing him to the ground. That garners a 3rd yellow card for Michigan State on the day.
Yeah, just tempers flying. Not a play.
He is not a happy man today. He kicked the ball after that foul was called very, very far.
Yeah, it's a very dirty play right there. Just yanking the player's arm. No attack for the ball whatsoever.
Sterenberg is a sophomore, so he's got plenty of time with him.
53 seconds left as Michigan leads 2-1 over the Spartans right here. The ball staying in the corner.
It's intentionally kicked into the back end by Naboja Popovich. He's smiling, he's chuckling, he's having a good time. Because the clock continues to tick with the throw-in. And now a challenge sent out of bounds. It's a throw-in. Zaki looking for a call. He doesn't get it. Michigan's just keeping the ball up in the air. If it's in the air, Michigan State can't kick it. Now it's out of bounds.
It's going to take about 20 seconds to throw this ball in.
It's out of bounds. Michigan gets the ball. 24 seconds remain. No one's by the spot of the ball. Austin Sweik slowly leaning down, grabbing up. He throws it with much more haste than I thought he would. Now it's over to Mark Ybarra in the corner. Naboja Popovich in the corner. It is stolen away, and you can hear the crowd counting down. But there's still one more chance for a rush as it's kicked out of bounds by Jackson Reagan. Your University of Michigan Wolverines defeat the Michigan State Spartans for the 2nd time in as many games, 2nd time in 12 days, putting an end to Michigan State's season for in all likelihood.
So it was a great match, right? It could have gone either way. Michigan State had a great game plan coming into the game. Get that early goal. They did. They led. They were up 1-0 going into half, but they're a young team, right? They've had a lot of injuries this year, taking out key players. I think the biggest blow was Giuseppe Baroni in the midfield. Growing up, I played against him. He was probably one of the best midfielders I've ever played against. He was ranked everything, but that was a huge blow, and that really hurt the Spartans this year. But it's a 90-minute game for a reason. Doesn't matter if you score in the first minute, the 20 minutes. What matters is that you're up once the clock reads 0. The Spartans failed to do that. Credit to the Wolverines. Credit to Shaka Daly for those 2 substitutions of Derek Broche and Kevin Buka. Kevin Buka, in my opinion, was the MVP of the second half. He stepped up. scrappy player, right? Derek Broche does not get that goal without the help of Kevin Buka. Everybody fed off of him. Great game by the Wolverines.
The Ultras are now all in the field, about 100 strong, singing Hail to the Victors Valiant. Now, what do you think of Owen Finnerty replacing the injured Andrew Verdi, who, as I said, was goalkeeper of the year in the Big Ten?
I think Michigan's found their goalkeeper for the next couple of years, right? Verdi. He's a senior, so he's done. I think his injury, he's done for this year. So the goalkeeping position for the Wolverines is in great hands, right? He's undefeated.
Indeed.
Great win against Maryland, who's a great program, nationally ranked. So, yeah.
One thing I'm concerned about with him is that he seems to be starting games late.
Yeah.
This is the second time in 3 games that Michigan has gone down 1-0 off of some sort of easy-looking, should-it-have-happened shot.
And the Wolverines, from the multiple games that me and you have called, they are a second-half team for sure. They take the first half calm, almost like they're up 2-0, right? They always come out with that mentality that they're up, we can coast, but you can't do that, especially now that you're in tournament season, right? You're going to the next round against, I believe it's Penn State in Maryland. So it's a neutral site, but it's more of a home game for Penn State since they're closer. Their fans will probably be able to easier to travel there. But looking forward, the Wolverines, they need to be a first-half team. They started out great the first 5 minutes. They had the Spartans on their heels, and then they dropped back, coasted, and it eventually hurt them. But lucky to them. They came back, got 2 goals, and they take home the win tonight.
Being a second-half team is how they got the most wins in Big Ten play, most ties in Big Ten play. And just before we head off, I will say that Michigan, in the 3 Big Ten tournaments they have played in so far, lost to Penn State in the opening round of the field hockey tournament.
Okay.
Lost to Penn State in the finals of the women's soccer tournament. Now we're going to face Penn State in Maryland.
It's time to break the streak.
Penn State is the higher seed, but both times Michigan was the higher seed against Penn State in both of those tournaments. So we'll see as the second-to-last fall sport really starts to wind down now.
Yeah, but speaking about streaks, this is State Week, 1-0 against the Spartans.
So far, yeah.
Let's continue the streak.
There are 3 games against them so far.
Well, if you consider the volleyball game last week, then we're 2-0.
That is true. That is very true. All right. For Amir Bektis, I am Joshua Tenzer. Thank you for listening to WCBN Sports. We will be back next year.
Yeah, I think we're done for the year, unless we make a trip out to Maryland. What do you say?
I mean,
too many exams this week?
I think so. I think there's just too much this weekend.
We'll have to convince the board to fly us out there.
That'd be nice. All right. Thank you very much for listening. Good night, and as always, go blue.